Well, you know the word. Well, let me back up just a minute. You know, y'all know that. Y'all give it up for Javier for that drum solo. Now, see, many moons ago, when we were first here at the coffee house, at the Fire Escape, we had to we kept Javier caged. That was you know, when he had his own little cage when he performed, and we finally let him out a while ago. Yes. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. That last song is called The Blarney Pilgrim. It's in great old Celtic Irish jig. Very fun. This next song moves kind of more into the vein of Easter. We're in the middle of our Easter tour over this Passion Week. And the song reminds us that Jesus, when he inserted himself into history, he chose the one moment in history when he would experience the most painful death. When you consider that Jesus could have had the firing squad or the guillotine or a hangman's noose or lethal injection, there could have been a lot of ways to die. And yet he chose that one moment in time when man had perfected hanging a man on the balance between the utmost pain and death for the longest period of time possible. And I believe he did that because he was trying to give us a picture of his love. That he wanted the depth of his suffering to be reflective of the depth of his love.
Turn
broke, and the flesh tore, and the blood poured, and I sinned again like a shark. But he did not fight when the hammer fell. Tough as nails. His love was tough as nails, tough as nails. His love was tough as nails.
Well, a little over a year and a half ago, our father on our mother's side got up one hot July day. The year was 2010. If you remember the heat index that July was record-breaking. Got up in the afternoon and he put on his favorite old pair of jeans and his favorite old pair of boots, strapped on his pistol, called his dog Brewski to his side, saddled Old Red, and literally rode off into the sunset to look at some land he was thinking of selling out where he lived in the southeastern corner of Oklahoma, where there's a dark range of mountains known as the Kiamishi Mountains. And out in that record-breaking heat, my grandfather collapsed and the Lord took him. And he was quite a man. I remember a lot of things about him, but I remember him as a patriot, proud patriot. He was an incredible bush pilot, could fly below the tree line. He was a crack shot and an expert horseman. He was the preacher of a small mountain church for over 50 years. And he also was the deputy sheriff, which meant you could choose to hear your sermon on Sunday morning with the Bible or Saturday night with a shotgun. One of my grandfather's favorite times of year was when the dogwood would bloom, the very first flower to bloom in springtime. He actually organized a whole trail ride just so he could watch those beautiful white blossoms come into their own. I think he saw in it a symbol of what we celebrate at Easter, which is the resurrection of Jesus. That even the winter and the death that symbolizes could not conquer the life that God has created. My grandfather had a saying. He said, "We can't solve all the world's problems, but we can solve the three big ones. We can tell you how your sins can be forgiven. We can tell you how you can be raised from the dead. And we can tell you how you can face the judgment and not be afraid." My grandfather went to his death without fear. And I thought a lot about his words looking at that coffin. Because the truth is that what he recognized in the dogwood is our only hope in the end. The fact that God is the God of the living, not of the dead. That he's the God not just of the spirit, but the God of the body too. And that at the end of time, I won't just see my grandfather again in spirit, but I'll see him face to face. And that's a truth to remember.
dogwoods are blooming. Oh, hush, little one, the winter is over, the warm winds have come. The bud on the maple is tender and green. The hope of the Savior has risen with spring.